And I'm sitting here today with Max Heinrich, punter and kicker for the football team. Max, how you doing today?
Good, Will. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So I just want to start off with a quick and easy question. What does a typical season look like for you guys, and what does a typical off-season look like for you guys?
Yeah, sure. So a typical season for us would be an 11-game schedule, and that would consist of having lifts in between those games. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday would be a walkthrough, and then usually our off season is really every single day during the week. So all throughout the week we do lifting. But unfortunately, due to this whole pandemic, we haven't really been able to do anything that we're used to. So it's kind of been a drastic change.
Right. You mentioned the pandemics. Obviously, very different than last season. What is the big difference this year?
Definitely the routine. I mean, not having football in your schedule, yes, it opens up time, but it also doesn't give you that commitment. Doesn't keep you in that mental state of keep being focused, keep being driven. While also and then it correlates over to your schoolwork as well, because it's like you set time to do schoolwork, you set time for this and that, and not having that in your schedule, I mean, it really does. It kind of makes you, unless you're driven and really motivated, you could really go out of the loop and really kind of do whatever.
So what's the team consensus then? What's the feeling inside of the team locker room? Do you guys think this is a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? I mean, obviously I can take a guess and say that you all want to be out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially seeing other teams play. I mean, it's really like a stab in the heart in terms of not having a season. I mean, all of us want to be out there. All of us want to be competing. But, I mean, the worst part is seeing other teams out there, and especially teams in our own conference that are still competing. And it's just it puts us behind the eight ball, and it doesn't really give us anything beneficial in this case.
So how do you stay sharp for next season then? As an individual player, no team workouts, what do you do to remain focused and motivated?
Yeah, sure. So fortunately, because I am a kicker punter, a lot of the work would be by myself. But in terms of that mentality, that game mentality, that game pressure, myself as well as the team is going to really be behind, because unless you get out there and unless you compete in that game setting, you're not going to really develop those skills, and you don't know how you're going to react in those situations. So, I mean, definitely for myself, I'm able to still do everything I possibly can. But I mean, no matter what we're going to do, other than be physically prepared, our mental state is going to be so far behind that I hope we're going to be able to still compete, but just keeping positive is a big thing.
Do you think that being behind the eight ball for next season is going to be a huge detriment to you guys, if there even is a season next year?
Yeah, well, that's another thing. But, I mean, it is going to be a huge detriment because we got guys that are 2 years into school and still have never seen the field. I mean, we got guys that are going to be starting and have never even played a college football game. I mean, usually how it goes is you go into college and then you sit your freshman year, and then you see how other games are, and then that's kind of how you learn. But we're gonna be going in like a deer in headlights. I mean, it'll be really interesting, and I mean, like I said, just staying positive is a big thing. I mean, it makes people also wonder should I go transfer? Should I even put my faith in Marist football? So.
Yeah, I was just about to say, how does that affect the athletic program as a whole if you have teams like yourself and the soccer team not playing, but then you have other teams I know volleyball had a few games, and obviously it's a shortened season for everybody, but some teams are getting out there where you guys aren't. That's got to be...
Yeah,
that's got to
it definitely makes you question the support that you have from the athletics. I mean, you see other sports being supported, and I mean, it makes you question, is this school really for the football program? Is this really for us? Are they really looking for our best interests? And those are, the main things that are just, okay, is it even worth, spending my time here? And, in terms of that, you'll see a lot more people leaving in that case. And, I mean, especially if we don't have a season in the fall, I wouldn't be surprised if 50% of us all decide to leave, because it's why else? We came to school to play football, and for some of us, and if it's not there, then it makes us start looking elsewhere.
That is certainly a dilemma that might come across every athlete's plate next semester. Max, thank you for taking this time, and I hope you have a great rest of the day, and hopefully you guys get a season next year so we can watch you play.
Definitely. Thank you, Will, for having me.
Thanks,
I look forward
man.
to talking to you soon.
Enjoy that. Thank you.